It's funny because we're in a society now where people get so offended by somebody's mere opinion, and people just flip out, about the smallest things. It could be just, a slight difference in opinion, and people just act like they lost their ever loving mind. And, as a matter of fact, for example, I'll say something in a video. Next thing I know, I'm getting death threats. People are like, well, I don't agree with that. So they're like, you know what? I'll kill you. People have said that they were going to rape my mother, shoot me in the head. Just stupid shit because they didn't like a video. Like when I talk shit about Eminem being a whack rapper or whatever, just videos in general where people just run their mouths like as if they have no mind, like they can't get themselves arrested for making terrorist threats on the internet. You can't communicate threats on the internet. I know you may think that the internet's not real, but your ass will really get arrested if you threaten the wrong person. Like me, for example, I'll just have you arrested like nothing because you're not shit. But that's just me. Anyway, I'm going to read to you what Charlamagne Tha God said that pissed off Mack Maine from Young Money Entertainment. I know you probably never heard of Mack Maine, but Charlamagne said, and I quote, "Fab dropped a mixtape? Why would I ever listen to Wayne right now when Fab dropped a tape?" Mack Maine, Lil Wayne's boy, replied, "Keep real niggas out your mouth, worse than them hoes." Yes, that spells hoes. Anyway, his ignorant ass went on to say 2016, a lot of shit go change. I guess he meant to say is going to change, but he's speaking that slave language. Anyway, he said a lot of shit go change. Say what you mean and mean what you say. Who raised these clowns? Well, who taught you how to write? This illiterate shit. This motherfucker went to class with Kunta Kinte. Anyways, so somebody said to Charlamagne, a grown man always hating on other grown men. Gay. To which Charlamagne replied by saying, I thought it was just me having a preference at the moment. But here's the deal. Gay? How is it gay for him to say that he would prefer to listen to Fabolous over Lil Wayne? Anyway, Charlamagne goes on to say, can't even have a musical preference out here no more without people getting emotional. Ninjas be on some legendary sucker shit. I totally agree. So, Jay Mills chimed in and said, radio personalities just different nowadays. Way too comfortable. Shaking my head. Then Jay Mills went and retweeted something that Charlamagne said, which was, first ninja from Wayne Camp to get mad, and I gave him props for his feature. Shakes my head. These ninjas, man. And he posted a link to something. Anyways, then Jay Mills said, I really want to spit in your face, then give you a chance to throw your hands up. Just for the culture. 3 minutes. But what culture are you talking about? The zombie culture? The retard culture? I mean, what culture is this where people throw up hands because Lil Wayne's mixtape is not as important or relevant as Fabolous mixtape, according to Charlamagne, according to his personal taste? Clown shit. Anyway, Jay Mills goes on to say, and I know you never heard of Jay Mills. Anyway, Jay Mills goes on to say, fuck you giving me props, you fucking lemon. Respect from a bitch ass Nia ain't never get me nowhere, boy. No dat. I mean, you can just type that. It's only one extra letter. But, when you speak like a slave. Anyways, he also goes on to say, and just for the record, suck a dick. Enjoy your day, you hoe ass ninja. If you feel played, see me when you see me. Hey, if I saw you, I would give you a book. Anyway, he goes on to say, use a whole hoe out ya, boy. What? Use a whole hoe out ya, boy. You can't just say out here. God damn, it's like Coon History Month. Anyway, he goes on to say, use a whole hole out here, boy. And you know that. D-A-T. You too comfortable with just saying shit. Jokes are jokes. Disrespect is another. Well, you're disrespecting whoever your teacher was. This motherfucker is like the grand wizard of the illiterate Illuminati. Like the illiterate Illuminati. Like this motherfucker is like the dimmest bulb on the pagan Christmas tree. Anyway, Charlamagne said, I wish you the best. God bless you. To which he replied by saying, I wish I could say the same for you. Psh. Finally, he goes on to say, laughing my ass off. Don't act like I'm mad over somebody's opinion. I'm mad at him stating your opinion, then reaching for attention with it. Don't get mad when you get the attention that you didn't want, though. That's all I'm saying. And Freddie Gibbs said, ninjas be letting Charlamagne Tha God expose their feminine side. It's all funny to me. I totally agree. This is some old bitch made crybaby shit. Mack Maine and J Mills are two artists that are on Young Money Entertainment that couldn't get their albums out if they sucked Little Dick's Wayne for some truck fit. They couldn't get their albums put out if they paid for it on their own. I mean, that's very fucking apparent. So that's why they're upset. I mean, they don't really have much of a name as rappers. J Mill's been rapping for fucking ever. And he's dealing with a major record label, but he can't even get an album put out. 10 fucking years, you're writing for people, whatever you're doing. You're dealing with a major record label, one of the big, actually, arguably, the biggest label right now. I mean, we're talking about Lil Wayne, Drake, and Nicki Minaj. These people sell more in their first week than most people's albums sell within a year or two. Huge label. You know, they have three of the biggest artists in the world, man. I mean, Wayne, Drake, and Nicki all in the same label at the same damn time. And you telling me Mack Maine and J Mills, between the two of them, can't even get a fucking single? And these aren't jokes. I guess this would be considered to be disrespect to these tough guys. I guess they didn't see what happened to the dude who shot up Wayne's tour bus. Or rather, the guy who was accused of it. His ass went to jail pretty quick, didn't he? Didn't he get what, like 20 years? You guys can talk all that corny little punk ass street shit all you want. But if you're that much of a crybaby that you can't handle some radio DJ's opinion on fucking Twitter, to the point where you're going to run your mouth about, oh, give me 3 minutes. 3 minutes for what? I hope Charlamagne is registered to carry. And if you do run up on him, I hope that he handles his business. I hope he defends himself. What type of coward shit is that? First of all, if you want to fight a man over him saying, I prefer this man's mixtape over this man's mixtape, you're on some clown shit automatically because you want to fight over that. It's not even like it's your mixtape. You can't even get a fucking mixtape. The record label, between the two of you guys, the record label won't even stand behind either one of you putting out a mixtape. Nobody gives a fuck about Mack Maine and J Mills music. That's keeping it funky. 100% real. And I usually don't get this mad over people's stupid shit like this. You know, I usually do light work on this, but this shit really pissed me off. It's the fact that these coons are running around threatening people on the internet. Now, we talk all this Black Lives Matter shit, but let me tell you something. These two dudes are pussy. If you care about what the fuck Charlamagne Tha God of all people has to say like that, it affects you like that, so you threaten, you make a criminal threat on the internet over fucking Charlamagne Tha God, you're whack. You deserve to have 3 minutes. Actually, you deserve to have 3 seconds with Charlamagne. You deserve for Charlamagne to defend himself against you and handle his business. Since you want to run around threatening people on the fucking internet over their opinion on a mixtape. That shit is beyond not manly. That's some straight up I wear panties when nobody's looking type shit. That's some hellified, pussyfied, coward shit. You gonna threaten a man on the internet? Oh my God. You self-incriminated, self-snitching, corny motherfuckers. But anyways, that's why nobody wants to listen to your music now. Karma's a fucking bitch. But anyways, Charlamagne's doing better than you guys anyway. He's more relevant than you rappers are combined. That's some sad shit. And all I know, somebody threatened me, their ass to be in jail with a snap of a fucking finger. But that's another story. Let me know what you think about it all below. Be sure to subscribe to the Meat Magazine YouTube channels. Visit meatmagazine.blogspot.com for more. Do you think these rappers are pussy for running around threatening people on the internet because people's opinions are that Lil Wayne's music is not really listenable nowadays, which basically it isn't? And we all know that. I'm not saying that Wayne isn't a good artist. I'm not saying he doesn't have a good catalog. I'm not saying he doesn't have a legacy. I'm also not saying that he's not one of the biggest rappers in the world. Or, excuse me, one of the biggest musicians on the entire planet. That's all fact. But at this moment, yes, Fabolous is lyrically more relevant than Lil Wayne. And there's not enough threats for people who will go to jail and possibly get themselves sodomized can ever make to ever change that. And by the way, don't talk that old corny Black Lives Matter shit if you support these corny motherfuckers running around threatening people because of their opinion. It's not like he said anything He didn't even say anything damaging about somebody's family, or he didn't put out a threat or anything. No, he just said, Lil Wayne's mixtape, in so many words, not really checking for it. Want to hear Fabolous. That's what I'm checking for. And it's funny because Charlamagne usually rides with the South. But it just goes to show you how incredibly irrelevant Lil Wayne is at this particular moment. He would have to put out another lollipop to get his career back. And that's the truth, whether you want to admit it or not. And Mack Maine and your boy, I forgot his name already, Jay Mills. Hey, if Jay Mills wants to cry like that, I'll put out a fucking diss record and smoke Jay Mills on the mic. I could freestyle better than Jay Mills can write, or Mack Maine. And that's a fact. I could battle both of them freestyle and beat both of them in a battle. One fucking verse. I could ether both of their careers. Never mind in a song. Both of their careers. One fucking verse freestyle against them writing together. And that's a fact. That's why you motherfuckers are mad. Let me know what you think about it all below. Be sure to subscribe to the Meat Magazine YouTube channels. Visit meatmagazine.blogspot.com for more. Whack rappers, hush.